for my first drive on version 12.3. So let's go ahead and get it activated and we'll see how it does. We'll get up to the highway up here. We'll have an unprotected left turn with a median divided highway. Very similar to the Chuck Cook unprotected left. Mine, from the left side, has a crest of a hill just down the road, so makes it a little difficult for the car to see vehicles coming up, but in past experiences it does pretty well. So we'll see how it does on 12.3. It's doing really good through this neighborhood. The appropriate speed, especially for the road here, it's all broken up and cracks and potholes everywhere. It's doing a really good job of just taking it nice and easy through there. Alright, here we come up to the highway in the unprotected left. Much better stopping position initially. Before, it would have stopped about 15 feet further back. It's clear both directions. And then we'll need to get into the right lane here to make a right-hand turn at the next light. Tapped on the brakes a little bit there. Alright, we're going to go through the Kansas State University campus, kind of actually not through it. We're going to skirt the side of it because there's a construction zone that I would like to go through. On version 11, the car could not make it through the construction zone. It would basically get into the cones and it would throw up the red hands and it would fail and I would have to take over. So it'll be interesting to see if 12.3 can get through that construction. Signal actually comes on at a really appropriate time. I would really like that. That feels really much more natural. Slowed down for that dip coming onto this street. Did really good. So we will eventually have to be in the left lane up here. In about half a mile, this right lane turns into a right turn lane only. But for the time being, we're fine where we're at. If I was driving, I would already be in the left-hand lane. Alright. Good timing on the lane change. Didn't wait too long for it. Chose the wrong lane. Yep, it went into the right-hand turn lane to go straight. That was completely inappropriate. Did not do that on version 11, so I don't understand its thought process there. I went ahead and let it do it. There wasn't anybody behind me that I was concerned about. All right, here's this construction zone. Speed limit's 20. It's always failed going through these cones. Usually right about here is where it would throw up the hands. So this is really good. Version 11 could not drive on basically the wrong side of the road without giving up. So that was real nice. It took an appropriate speed in my mind through there. I think we could speed up now that we're between these little construction zones. If I had traffic behind me, they would definitely be really angry with me right now, but this is fine. I don't have anyone behind me. Handles this construction zone really well too. Now we're actually speeding up. All right, we're gonna have to turn right here, but we're gonna need to do it from a left-hand and a go straight lane, because they do have the right-hand turn lane closed. It is giving the appropriate signal. I think it went around the corner a little slow. That vehicle that was behind me was not really very happy with how slow I was going around the corner. Speed limit's 30. People usually do 35 here. Should just roll this turn. No, oh, we slammed on the brakes hard for that yellow light, and now we're creeping forward. I would have just gone through that yellow light. There was plenty of time to make it. I had a vehicle behind me that had to abruptly put their brakes on as well, because I think they expected me to go, and they could have made it as well before it turned red. I definitely wouldn't have slammed on the brakes like that. That was a little harsh. Could have resulted in a rear end crash. I think once the silver car gets by, are we gonna wait? Yeah, we're gonna wait. I would have gone. Sped up to 32 and then we slowed down to 30. The speed doesn't seem to be very consistent. It's like it'll leave a stop sign or a stoplight and it'll quickly, not abruptly, but quickly get up to an appropriate speed, and then it feels like it slows down a couple miles an hour. Accelerating again. Nice and easy coming to a stop at the stoplight. That felt really good. All right, coming up in 3/10 of a mile, we have a merge onto a highway. We'll see how that handles it. It does have a merge lane with a yield sign, so as long as traffic is flowing and we have an appropriate place to get in, we should be able to just jump right in. Version 11 has never really done very well with it. It usually wants to come to a stop right before it gets into the merge lane. Slowing down a lot to go through here, which is probably okay because it's full of holes. All right, traffic is flowing on this It's a 4-lane highway, just got a yellow line in the middle of it. We should just kind of roll this. I'm looking back and I'm not seeing anything back there that's significantly close. Alright, that was alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and edit this trip. Knock off that first one. We are under the speed limit, but it feels right for the traffic we're in. We're maintaining speed of the traffic. If I was to go faster, I would just be stuck behind somebody up there. So this does feel right. Full self-driving may be degraded. Poor weather detected. It's sunny and clear, so I don't understand why full self-driving is degraded due to poor weather. We're continuing to get this beeping for poor weather detected. Alright, that alert seems to have gone away, so alright, we should just merge into here. Alright, very good. Speed limit's 45. People generally do about 50, excuse me, 50 to 55 on this particular road. Right now, it's just me here. Don't have any traffic around me, so this is fine. We did just get a bump in speed. This feels a little more like what I would be doing. All right, next maneuver is a left up here. Signal comes on nice and early. Gradually fade into the left turn lane. That felt really good. And after this vehicle crosses our path, we should just be able to go. Yellow light. We need to roll it because we're in the middle of the intersection. Alright, good job. I feel like if we were any further back, it probably would have... Oh boy, gave it the beans there. Yeah, I feel like if we were any further back, it probably would have stopped, even though it was already past the stop line. Alright, so our destination is coming up. Let me go ahead and edit the trip and get rid of that. Odd signal to give there. So this section of town is just, it's got a really windy road. It's a lot of hills up and down. Nothing really difficult for it. It's been able to do this for quite some time. I would be surprised if we run into any problems. More of a sightline issue, I guess, if you want to call it. Speed feels really appropriate through here. I don't feel like I'm going too slow. Did slow down quite a bit there. I don't know if it's because of that crest on that hill and that intersection. We did slow down a lot. More slowing. Maybe it has something to do with the radius of the corner. Okay, right turn going through a traffic circle here. I don't have any traffic to the left that we need to contend with. We'll just roll right through it. Very good job. See, once again, we sped up and then it slowed down significantly. I don't really understand why it's doing that. There's no center line on this portion of the street. It is rendering one on here. I don't know if it's using the seam and the concrete down the middle as its guide for the center of the road, but it's definitely not painted there. Significant acceleration there up to 40, and then now we're backing off again to 36. I would like to see it just pick a speed and maintain it, or give me the ability to select the speed that I want. We're back up to 39, probably going to hit 40 here. Alright, traffic light and a right-hand turn coming up. We will have to creep because there is a rock ledge that we cannot see around. Everything's clear. We do have a lane here that we can use to accelerate. It got up to what, 42, 43, and then slows down to 39. The speed limit is 50. I would like it to just see it get up to the speed limit. We are turning off of that street onto this road, and there's a hill up there, so if people are coming at 50, 55, 60 miles an hour, we need to get going and get out of the way. I've heard that the next update, I believe it's 12.3.2.1, does act a little better with the speed limits, so I look forward to eventually getting that update. Tried to get into the left lane there, and the left lane was ending. So yeah, I look forward to that update to see if it improves the speed limits, because just in this short drive here, I've noticed speed limits are just all sorts of up and down. Like, it cannot decide how fast it wants to go. Alright, we have a traffic circle coming up. We're just going to go straight through it. We're going to take the second exit. Doesn't really matter which lane it picks. It should stay in this one, ideally. If it did pick the right lane, it could still go straight, but then that right lane turns into a right turn only lane. Right, crossing over the dotted line into the other lane. Alright, it did find its correct spot to be. Alright. A new traffic circle up here that I have not been through yet. This area for the traffic circle has been under construction for quite some time, so I've just avoided this part of town. It appears that everything is finished. Yep, everything is done over here, so I don't expect the car to have any problems with the traffic circle. The couple that we've been through have worked out just fine. Takes it nice and easy. It doesn't try to rush through it, which I like. Alright, we're going to make a left at this light. I've selected it to go to Old Chicago. I'm going to actually let it pull into the parking lot. And we'll see what happens when we get into the parking lot. We do need to get into this left turn lane. There you go. A little timid about doing that. We should get into the right lane because the left turn lane is for a left. Alright, we'll let it get into here, and then I'll edit the trip, take out Old Chicago, and say done. Alright, we'll see if it can navigate through this parking lot. I think it's doing really good through here. It's taking it nice and easy. It's not trying to rush it, which is the way that I would drive through a parking lot, because you never know when somebody's going to back out. It's hard to see. Pedestrians, you name it, children. We're at a restaurant, so got families here bringing their kids to go out and eat. I think 8 miles an hour is completely appropriate. There's a left here around the trash dumpster. It was taking it easy for, which is nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, went around the building just fine. I don't have any complaints about the way that it's maneuvering in this parking lot. Perhaps this part right here, if somebody was behind me, they would be trying to push me up the hill. But quite frankly, the parking lot itself was fine. I don't have any complaints about that. We're gonna make a left here. There is no stop sign. I don't know if the car is going to stop or not. Technically, I think we should stop when you exit a driveway onto a street. Did choose the correct lane. Both of them are turn lanes. One is left and one is right. And we'll have a protected left here. Alright, I have a car behind me at this traffic light. We'll see what it does here. Took the turn fine in my book, probably a little slow for other people's taste. Speed limit's 40, we're going downhill. It's holding at 39, this is just fine. Speed limit change down to 30 right here. Most people don't immediately go to 30. Slow down to 37 from 43, it's fine. Slowing down some more. Now we're at 32. Yeah, it didn't feel completely natural. The slowdowns for the speed limit changes are a little more abrupt than what I feel like a human driver would do. But it doesn't do it right at the sign, which nobody ever does. So that feels appropriate. I think if they could tweak the speed at which it slows down and let it be a little more gradual and graceful, I wouldn't have anything to say about it. But otherwise, I feel like it did a pretty decent job. I mean, I would go at this point. We can turn right on red. I don't know what the car's waiting for. Perhaps it doesn't feel like it can see something, or if maybe it was waiting on that car that was in front of us. I bet that was it. Immediately into the left lane because we're gonna make a left here. All right, that felt good. I would be going a little bit quicker, but it felt really good. Okay, we're gonna get out onto this highway here. Once we get onto the highway, we'll have about half a mile to get into the left turn lane so that we can make a left-hand turn at a traffic light. Let's see here. Yeah. Nice. It just went from the merge lane and it calmly moved across the right lane into the left lane, just as I would have done. That felt really good. I really like how the signal comes on early now, and it stays on. It would have turned off on version 11 and waited until I got about 20 feet from the corner and then turned back on, and then it would have decided it didn't need it and it would have went off and then back on. And good job of taking that corner nice and easy. That guy made a right-hand turn into the left lane and the car didn't freak out about it. That horn was for some car in the gas station. Was not moving. That was not any of the traffic on this street. I was wondering if we were going to go around that guy. He's turning left, we're going straight. I would have done the same thing, probably just slightly earlier, but good job. Lot of slowing coming down that hill. I feel like it could have just let it maintain 34. Instead it slowed way down to 30. Now it goes back up to 35. Now we're back to 33. Yeah, I think my biggest complaint here is consistency of maintaining a proper speed, or a consistent speed rather. We've been on this street for a while and we've been up and down on the speed several times. I would just like it to pick a speed and stick with it. Granted, we have traffic that we're dealing with, that's fine, it can adjust around that, but some of these speed changes are really unnecessary. Through all those potholes. watch a lot of Dirty Tesla's videos, and I feel like here in Kansas, in Manhattan, I've got more potholes than what Chris does when he does his drives. And we don't have near the harsh weather that he does up there. But gosh, have we got some potholes here. Alright, nice and easy coming to a stop behind this guy. Coming to a stop feels really good. It slows down appropriately. It comes to a nice, easy stop. It doesn't throw you into the seat belt. I think that feels really good. And I would be accelerating more. Alright, disregard. It was not accelerating because it wanted to get into the right lane. It knew what it wanted to do before I did. Okay, we got a car backing out up here. What is Tesla gonna do? Since they stopped, my car just decided to keep going. Appropriate stop. There's a crosswalk here. I think it felt good for that stop. Creeps up. And we go after this pickup. Good job. All right, let's get around the corner. All right. This is the bar district just off of campus. It's usually pretty busy down here. There's hardly ever any parking, as you can clearly see. If you come down here in the evening or at night, it's a lot busier. But this is a Saturday at 10 till 3. Okay. I think the car thought that those girls were gonna jump out in front of the car. Okay, we want to turn right, but we're in the lane that says go straight. The right turn lane is right next to me. Well, the human driver in front of me did the same thing, so I guess I don't feel as bad as I did before. We're creeping, it's hard to see, it's clear, so we're good. Yeah, that was clearly a left turn lane, a go straight lane, and a right turn lane, and the car chose to turn right from the middle lane, which was completely inappropriate and illegal. But the vehicle in front of me did the same thing, so I don't know, maybe this person has a Tesla and it was trained off of that guy. Hard to say. But yeah, those girls that were coming out into the street, the car slammed on the brakes for, they were coming around the back of the car a little quick. I knew in my mind what they were doing, but the car saw their trajectory as going across the street in front of us, so it jumped on the brakes pretty hard. They noticed it. They had a good laugh about it. I don't know if they realized that they kind of jumped out into the street a little quick and surprised what they think is me, but they surprised the car, so. Okay, the car chose to get into this right lane, but it wants to go straight. But this is a right turn only, starting now. So it needs to get over to the left. Bad lane choice. I don't know if the map data says that both of those lanes go through. As long as I've lived here, they never have. It's always been a left turn, a straight, and a right turn. Alright, so for the final destination, I've chosen one of our local restaurants here in the downtown area. Parking is on the street and it's parallel parking, so I'm curious to know if the car can pull up to the curb and park itself. The restaurant is closed, so, and I don't know why the car's stopping here. We do not have a stop sign. We're just supposed to continue straight through. I don't think there was anything wrong with stopping, but we did not have a stop sign. It wanted to go into that parking spot, but there was nowhere to park. Now it's going to try to park here, but it can't park there. It's yellow, and it's a fire hydrant. Attempted to park in front of a fire hydrant and a yellow curb. So, yeah. Did choose an inappropriate parking spot, but that's okay, I guess. I just want to see if Auto Park can give me a spot. All right, it did finally see a spot it can park in. Got my foot on the brake just in case it decides to screw up something. Nah, it's doing a really good job. I'm watching it in the mirror. It's just fine. creeping up a little bit. All right, auto park is complete. We're done. Car's in park.